Hi guys, Lag Dr. Clay Ballard here, and today we're going to talk about a topic that is on everyone's mind. Everybody's heard about this, the swing plane. I'm going to talk about there's a lot of myths out there and just really bad information. I want to talk about your two basic swing planes that you're going to see for PGA Tour professionals, and then we're going to go over if one's better or worse for certain golfers. And I'm also going to attach a video at the end that's going to show you exactly how to get in the perfect swing plane every time with two simple moves. So let's get started. I'm going to go over Tiger Woods' swing plane here first. And first let's talk about droop. So club droop or shaft droop. You can imagine, I'm going to draw a really terrible looking golf club here real quick. I'll do the best I can. Let's see. Alright, so here's your golf club. Now, the center of gravity in a golf club, this would be the handle up here. The center of gravity in your golf club is located pretty close to the sweet spot, basically is the sweet spot. Now, the shaft comes down and meets the club in the hosel. So as you swing this club, this shaft is naturally going to bend until the butt end of the club is in line with the sweet spot. So that's what's called club droop. So what happens when you swing, instead of this shaft staying dead straight, the shaft is going to bend. It's going to look something like this. It's going to come out and it's going to bend down to the sweet spot. You can see this actually in Rory when I get to it in a minute. I'm going to show you this. You can see this in the slow motion video of his driver swing. It's pretty cool stuff. The reason this is important, the reason you need to know this, is because a lot of people think that at address your club is in the correct impact position, but it's not. Because of droop, your hands are actually going to raise vertically some at address, so your hands will actually be higher at impact. It's okay. I see people time and time again, I've heard them, working on trying to get the club back to impact, and you can do that. You're going to hit fairly poor shots, so you can kind of slam your head against a wall trying to make something happen that's never going to happen, and it shouldn't happen. So the hands are going to raise a little bit higher. Now, because of this, the swing plane that I like to recommend, or the way I like for you to measure your swing plane, is the elbow plane. And by this, you're going to take a line, draw it from the hosel of your club straight up through the back of your elbow, so the bottom of your elbow here. This is roughly the plane that your club should swing on through impact. So as you get into longer clubs, it's going to be flatter. As you get into shorter clubs, it's going to be more upright. The moves with your body are going to be exactly the same though. So Tiger Woods has what's called a parallel plane. And this means that the club, as he swings back and through, swings parallel to this plane basically the entire time. So he never comes off this plane. He may be off a few degrees here, a few degrees there, but as he comes back and through, it's pretty daggone close to being on that plane the whole time. So now you can see the hands have rose up a little bit, and they're pretty much on this plane. You can also see the bottom of the club shaft is on that line. So the bottom of this shaft is perfectly on the line that I drew, and because of droop, the top of the hands are a little bit behind it. So this club's actually bending, and as I mentioned, you're going to be able to see this a lot easier in Rory's swing. Now, this is good. This is great. Parallel plane looks really pretty. It just looks good on video. So if you want your swing to look really, really pretty, parallel plane's the way to go. If you're super flexible, this is pretty easy. So it's tough for me to do this one. I'm not very flexible in my right shoulder. You have to be, or you don't have to be able to, but it helps to be able to externally rotate your right forearm. So now you can see that this forearm is not matching his spine angle. It's actually externally rotated. My arm won't bend that way, so that means I'd have to get a lot of rotation with my hands to get on a parallel plane. So for me and for other people that are fairly tight, a plane shift is the way to go, and that's what Rory does. So let's go ahead and draw the same lines on Rory here, and we'll talk about the difference between a parallel plane and a plane shift. In a plane shift, same line here. This is what you'll see with most PGA Tour players. It's just a little more comfortable. It's easier to do. But as you go back, now you can see this club is quite a bit steeper than the plane that we started on, than the elbow plane. So he's going back steeper. This is very, very common. You'll see Ernie Els, tons of other golfers do this. And then as he comes down, he's going to drop onto this plane. Now Roy doesn't do this because he's not flexible enough. He has tons of flexibility. He's just done this over the years. It becomes comfortable to him. So if you have limited flexibility, this is going to be way easier because your arm won't have to rotate as much to do this. You can get some momentum in the downswing to rotate the arm. Either way, as he comes through impact, as anybody comes through impact, they're going to need to get back to that elbow plane, or roughly on that elbow plane. So now we can really see with this driver, this is really easy to see, that tons of club droop here. So if I draw a line from the hosel of the club, you can see how much that shaft's bent. So his club is basically the grip of his club is pointing right toward the sweet spot, and the shaft is bending here. Now, both of these are good. There's nothing good or bad about either one that's going to make it more or less consistent. As I mentioned, parallel plane, it looks really pretty on camera. If you want to have the best looking swing at your club, go with parallel plane. A plane shift is what you'll see with most professional golfers, and it's a little bit easier if you're not as flexible. So the key is, how do we do these? So we talked about what they are, how it works. Now we need to figure out how to move our body, and it's actually two really simple moves that we're going to go over in a video that I'll attach. So it has to do with rotating your body and then moving your arms vertically. Two separate moves, very simple, and this video is going to go over it with you in great depth. Most people have a tendency, I'm going to go ahead and warn you what I see most of the time on swing reviews. Instead of keeping the hands in front of the body, so Tiger here, you can see his club is basically, the butt end of his club is right over his right shoulder. That's a great position to be in, lots of leverage. Club's not going to get stuck as easily from this position. Most people try to rotate their arms too much. They get their arms way back in here, and then the club gets across the plane. So instead of the butt end of the club being over your right shoulder, as it should be, the butt end of the club sometimes gets back here, too flat and around your body, and then your elbow is going to want to fly out from your body, and your club is going to be across the line. So if you've been getting across the line, you've been thinking about the moves the wrong way. Now if you want to learn these moves, go ahead and click this box in the bottom right over here on the right side of your screen. I'm going to attach a link to a video, and that's going to allow you to go and watch the swing plane, creating a swing plane video. It's going to show you exactly how to move your body so that you can quit struggling with swing plane issues for the rest of your career. It's super simple. You'll love this video. I look forward to seeing you guys much more in the future, and good luck with your golf game. Now it's time to take action. Don't let another year pass and still be frustrated with your golf game. This is your year to beat all of your friends. Go to the description below and click the link to sign up for your free membership. It will never cost you a dime, and you'll receive over 2.5 hours of detailed, eye-opening video lessons. Plus, you will be able to see the remainder of this video, only available if you click the link on this particular video. Be the first of your friends to join our 40,000 plus free members. We look forward to having you on our team.